The Special Tribunal for Lebanon, also referred to as the Hariri Tribunal, is an international tribunal operating under Lebanese criminal law to carry out the investigation and prosecution of those responsible for the 14 February 2005 assassination of Rafik Hariri, the former Lebanese Prime Minister, and the deaths of 22 others. The tribunal officially opened on 1 March 2009 and has primacy over the national courts of Lebanon. The tribunal has its seat in Leidschendam, on the outskirts of The Hague, Netherlands, and a field office in the Lebanese capital, Beirut. Its official languages are Arabic, French and English. The tribunal is unique among international criminal tribunals in that it may hold trials in absentia. Further, it is the first international criminal tribunal to deal with terrorism as a distinct crime. The tribunal's 11 judges, a combination of Lebanese and international judges, are appointed by the UN Secretary-General for a renewable term of 3 years. The tribunal's mandate was initially 3 years. However, there is no fixed timeline for the judicial work to be completed, so the tribunal may be operational for several years. In January 2011, the Lebanese government collapsed when 11 cabinet ministers aligned with the March 8 alliance resigned following Lebanese Prime Minister Saad Hariri's refusal to reject the SGL. 6 months later a new government was formed composed of March 8 members and the former March 14's Progressive Socialist Party under Prime Minister Najib Mikati. In March 2011, Antonio Cassis, then president of the SGL, issued his second annual report on the operation and activities of the tribunal, in which he anticipated the completion of the bulk of the court's work by 2015. The end of investigations with a view to submitting indictments by 29 February 2012 would allow us to begin with maximum alacrity. Already in this third year, at least pre-trial and some trial proceedings, thus being able to complete the core mandate of the tribunal within a total of 6 years, said Judge Cassis. The prosecutor submitted an indictment on 17 January 2011 and filed an amendment to the indictment on 12 March 2011. The indictment was confirmed on 28 June 2011. After a review by the pre-trial judge, Daniel Francin, the tribunal submitted 4 confidential arrest warrants to the authorities of Lebanon on 30 June 2011. The names of the suspects were leaked. The 4 Lebanese citizens, Salam Jamil Ayash, Mustafa Amin Badreddina, Hussein Hassan Onaisi and Assad Hassan Sabra, are all members of Hezbollah and remain at large. In response to the indictments, the party's leader Hassan Nasrallah denounced the legitimacy of the tribunal, while Hariri's son, Saad, considered the indictments an historic moment before the SGL was established. The assassination of Rafik Hariri was investigated for 4 years by the United Nations International Investigation Commission. The UNIIC's role was to gather evidence and to assist the Lebanese authorities to conduct their investigations. The United Nations investigation initially implicated high-level Lebanese and Syrian security officers in Hariri's killing. Damascus denied involvement. 4 pro-Syrian Lebanese generals were detained by the Lebanese authorities for 4 years without charge in connection with Hariri's killing. One of the first acts of the tribunal was to order the release of the generals after ruling that there was insufficient evidence to justify their detention. Mandate. The tribunal was established by an agreement between the United Nations and the Lebanese government pursuant to Security Council Resolution 1664 of 29 March 2006. The United Nations Security Council, acting under Chapter 7 of the Charter of the United Nations, endorsed the agreement on 30 May 2007. The tribunal's mandate is to prosecute persons responsible for the attack on 14 February 2005 resulting in the death of sitting Prime Minister Rafik Errorian in the death or injury of other persons. It was also tasked with a further extension of its jurisdiction beyond the 14th of February 2005 bombing if there was evidence showing other attacks that occurred in Lebanon between the 1st of October 2004 and the 12th of December 2005 were connected and were of a similar nature and gravity to the original attack. Human Rights Watch had argued that the tribunal should have been given jurisdiction over 14 other attacks perpetrated in Lebanon since the 1st of October 2004. The tribunal said it could expand its mandate to include attacks which took place between the 1st of October 2004 and the 12th of December 2005, if they can be shown to have a connection to the assassination. The tribunal is the first of the UN-based International Criminal Court to try terrorist crime committed against a specific person. According to United Nations Security Council Resolution 1664, it is a tribunal of an international character based on the highest international standards of criminal justice. The Special Tribunal is a hybrid international court, similar to the Special Court for Sierra Leone and the Extraordinary Chambers in the Courts of Cambodia. The SGL does not apply international criminal law, but rather Lebanese criminal law. Accordingly, it also is similar to the Section I for war crimes and Section II for organized crime, economic crime and corruption of the criminal and appellate divisions of the Court of Bosnia and Herzegovina, which has such hybrid chambers, structure and staff. The SGL is composed of 4 organs. Chambers, which consists of the judges, the registry, responsible for the administration of the tribunal, the office of the prosecutor, and the defense office. The SGL is the first international tribunal to have a defense office that is independent of the registry. Other tribunals have had a defense office, though not independent, as in the case of the Office of the Prosecutor. Ban Ki-moon appointed Robin Vincent Registrar of the Tribunal on the 11th of March 2008. Following the resignation of Robin Vincent, Ban Ki-moon appointed David Tolbert as Registrar on the 9th of July 2009. To assume the post effective the 26th of August 2009. Both Registrar, David Tolbert, and Chief of Investigation, Naguib Khaldas, resigned during the first 2 weeks of January 2010, triggering concerns about the staffing of the tribunal. On the 1st of March 2010, Herman von Habel was appointed as acting registrar, and on the 10th of December 2010, he was appointed to the post of Registrar of the Special Tribunal for Lebanon. Since the 24th of July 2013, Darale Mundis is the current Registrar of the Special Tribunal for Lebanon. Joyce Tabay assumed the post of Deputy Prosecutor of the court in November 2009. On the 12th of March 2012, Norman Farrell was sworn in as the successor to Daniel Bellemare as the prosecutor. François Roux is the head of the Defense Office. Sir David Baragwanath was elected president of the tribunal on the 10th of October 2011 following the resignation of the president of the tribunal, the late Antonio Cassis. Judge Ralph Ryaki is the vice president on the tribunal. On the 19th of February 2015, Judge Ivana Hrd Likova was elected president of the SGL. In September 2010, Lebanese national Alia Aoun was appointed as deputy to the head of defense office, François Roux. Judge's budget. In September 2007, UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon estimated that the tribunal would cost $120 million over 3 years. During the opening ceremony for the tribunal, which was held on 1 March 2009, UN officials indicated that contributions were in hand to cover the estimated costs of the first year. Lebanon contributes for 49% of these fundings. Venue. For reasons of security, administrative efficiency and fairness, the tribunal has its seat outside Lebanon, in Leidschendam, on the outskirts of The Hague, the Netherlands. The premises of the tribunal is the former Algemene Inlichtingen en Veiligheidsdienst building. It was announced in March 2010 that the SGL courtroom would also serve as a courtroom for the Special Court for Sierra Leone investigations. The prosecutor continues the investigation carried out by the United Nations International Independent Investigation Commission. In conducting the investigation, the prosecutor will obtain statements from witnesses, collect evidence and conduct on-site investigations. In carrying out these tasks, the prosecutor shall, as appropriate, work in cooperation with the relevant Lebanese authorities, while the prosecutor acts independently in the conduct of his investigation. He must obtain the authorization of the pre-trial judge of the tribunal to undertake compulsory investigative measures. Once he reaches the conclusion that there is sufficient evidence of the commission of a crime by an individual to justify the filing of an indictment, and that it is in the public interest to do so, he will present the indictment setting out the charges to the pre-trial judge for confirmation. If the judge is satisfied that the evidence is at first glance sufficient to support the charges, he will confirm the indictment. The prosecutor stated before the Security Council that he does not intend to start issuing indictments upon assumption of his function as prosecutor, and that he would not provide any time frame for submission of indictments. In October 2010, the STL's investigators carried out a controlled explosion at an Air Force base in Cap Chirou, France to replicate an explosion in order to carry out forensic tests. However, the SGL said the explosion was not a full-scale reconstruction of the assassination.